Hello, Queens of the Court. My name is Alicia Baatz. I'm a Deputy Public Defender here in Lehigh County, and I'm here to introduce myself to you before we move on to my topic, which is making safe and smart decisions before you post things online. Like I said, I'm an attorney here in the Public Defender's Office in Lehigh County. I've been here for 3 years. And I mostly practice criminal defense of juveniles, which can be anyone who is charged with any crime from 10 years of age until 18 years of age. I will talk about how I got to this point. First of all, I grew up in Allentown on the south side, went to Dodd for kindergarten, and then St. Paul's on Susquehanna Street for first grade through 8th grade, and then Central Catholic for high school. Even when I was in high school, I think I knew that I wanted to be a lawyer. I can remember a parent of one of my friends calling me senator, so I know I even had an interest in politics back then. And I even ran into my old cheerleading coach recently who said, I think I remember that you used to say that you wanted to be a lawyer when you grew up. So it's great if you know now what you want to be when you grow up. Some of us are still figuring that out, so that's okay too. I had one job at a grocery store on the south side of Allentown. Again, when I was maybe, I guess, right when I could first start working. And then for 8 summers, I was a lifeguard at Mac Pool. So I actually started cleaning the bathrooms at Mac Pool and worked my way up to the pool manager. So this will also be a little commercial for Chris and Ryan, who work in the Parks Department, to apply for those summer jobs at the playgrounds or at the pools. It's the very, very best job you could ever have. And I sometimes wish I could still work at Mac Pool in the summers. But so like I said, I have always been interested in the law and in politics. My family has a law enforcement connection, actually more on the prosecutorial side, which is the police and the district attorney's office. And I did intern in the district attorney's office, but when it was time for me to get a job, it just, for me, wasn't where I thought I saw myself fitting in. Again, in high school and in law school, I interned in the district attorney's office. I interned in this public defender's office, actually. And I even worked in law school doing landlord-tenant work. So that was a good chance to sort of take a dip in all different areas of law to see what I did like. Then out of law school, I worked for about 10 months for a judge in Bucks County as a law clerk, which was observing things in his courtroom, doing research, making recommendations about how he should rule in certain cases, doing some writing, really getting the lay of the land. And then I became a public defender in Bucks County, which is south of Lehigh County, think Quakertown, all the way down to just above Philadelphia. And I worked there for 12 years, doing everything from interviewing clients and representing them in criminal cases, again, criminal defense, for everything from stealing a can of Red Bull from a Wawa to criminal homicide. So in that county, I did represent some juveniles, but I mostly represented adults, again, in every stage of their criminal proceedings. Then I moved back home to Allentown and was lucky enough to get a job here. And I do represent almost exclusively kids. So if, heaven forbid, any of you have ever had a situation where you have had contact with the criminal justice system, it's very likely that maybe we have even met. And my job is to hopefully make anyone's consequences for committing a crime as little as possible or as lenient as possible, to help them to tell their story to the court about why they did what they did, or in the event that sometimes people say they did not commit a crime, and then that's my job to represent him or her, or girl or guy, at a trial. My biggest advice as far as school or life, and I promise this, nobody told me to say this to you, but for me personally, I think I studied harder as school went on. I studied the hardest for the bar exam, but studied the hardest in law school and then college, and not as much in high school. So my advice would be, and I wish if I had to do it all over again, I would have put the work in a little bit more earlier, just because you never know where that's going to get you. It opens a lot of doors for you to have good grades and good test scores. So also study what you love. When I went to college, I thought to be a lawyer, you had to have a major of political science. I think somebody must have told me that, because I don't know where I would have gotten it. But the truth is, you can go to law school, and in undergraduate and college, you can study theater or history or philosophy, speech communication, art, anything. And my advice would be whatever interests you, because that's what's going to keep your attention, and that is what's going to have you do your best. Also, this is sort of random, but if you are lucky enough to go to school and you are lucky enough to have an opportunity where you can study abroad, what I always tell young people who are interning in our office in college or in law school, if that opportunity presents itself to you, don't worry about, oh, I have to stay home and I have to do an internship in a local office. Go and explore the world and have fun doing it. And that'll be more of a life experience than you could ever get in an office. So, that's me in a nutshell. And again, I live and work here in Allentown. I have a daughter who goes to school here in Allentown, and I love it here. So if anyone ever needs any help, any resources, anything, you can find me here at the courthouse on Hamilton Street, or talk to Chris, and he'll be able to get us in touch. Okay? My video about internet safety is coming up next. Bye-bye.